All right, guys, what's going on? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. Now, as I've previously stated in other videos, you guys on stream, as well as the comment section and other sources all over the internet, are inspirations for me making videos in terms of what I'm going to talk about, right? And for those of you guys that don't know, obviously you guys on stream know because you guys talk to me almost regularly every day. For those of you guys that do show up on stream, I've had extra time to myself recently because I have been taking a break from work at one of my jobs. And in a little bit, I'm actually going to have a break from both of my jobs, and therefore I will be having even more time. But even where I stand right now, there's a significant amount of free time that I have. And one of those things that I've done with my free time is I've actually been watching a lot of the old school videos that were made, like, let's say 10, 11 years ago, back during the days of, Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, Race to Max Prestige, Clan Wars, and stuff like that. And I remember one of you guys on stream, I believe it was Rain Man, shout out to Rain Man. He basically mentioned that, hey, it would be really cool if Splitgate 2 actually managed to make it official to where you would have when the game relaunches, because they will have a progression system for sure, that they will have like an official race to max prestige, right? If they made it official, right? Because Call of Duty never really did this. It was something that the community had done. And as of recently, over the last week and a half to 2 weeks or so, I started playing with viewers on my streams. And I have to say that it has been a very fun experience. We got to the point to where we had so many people that wanted to play. We were originally every few games we were changing players out, but then it eventually got to the point where we got like up to 10 players who wanted to play out of the people who watched the stream. And what we ended up doing was we ended up doing some fun custom games, right? And it was hella fun. When you're playing with the community, it just makes it that much better. And when it comes to custom games, it just hits different than it would, like, for instance, playing pubs, even though playing pubs is also fun, right? Whether it's a full stack or a part stack or whatever it is. And I've also noticed that some of you guys are really, really dedicated Splitgate 2 players. Like, you spend a lot of time playing the game. So I definitely tip my hat to that. And our community, even though it's not the biggest community, is a very passionate community, right? So with all of these different combinations of things going on, I'm like, you know what? Why not make a clan? Why not, get a clan going? Oh, and by the way, for every single one of you that has friend requested me at Mr. Smiley 33, which is my gamer tag here in Splitgate 2, I have officially accepted everybody. There were about 22 or so that I have not accepted that have just been chilling there. But before recording this, I accepted every single friend request. So for those of you guys that want to participate in something like this, whether you visit my streams or not, send me a friend request. And chances are, whenever I do ask you to play, chances are it might even be on stream. And you guys, as you guys know, I stream on here. So for those of you guys that are interested in that, make sure you have your notifications turned on, as well as checking out my posts, because every single time I go live, I post it on my post that I'm live, as well as the link. And of course on Twitter that I'm live, as well as the link. So with that being said, it just made all the sense in the world to where even if the developers, I know they're listening though, but even if the developers were to actually make this official, or even if they weren't to make this official, what's wrong with us doing this? You know what I mean? What if we can form teams within teams, right? And of course, who doesn't like fun stream games, really? I mean, at this point right now, it's gotten so fun. So it's like, okay, let's invite even more people. Let's see if we can do, something like a tournament or something like that within the community. And I don't care if you are a low skilled player. I don't care if you're a high skilled player. I don't care if you're a content creator or not. Everybody that is into Splitgate 2 and that has a passion for Splitgate 2 has, obviously is more than welcome to be a part of this, obviously. I remember back during the days of XDefiant, I did something very specific to where I was trying to get the community together. And we were in the motions of doing that and things were progressing. But unfortunately, once we got to like week 3 to where, it was just all about scheduling, it was somewhere around that time or after that time to where they announced to where they were sunsetting the game. And basically, it just never came to be. And then for a little while, we still wanted to do it anyway, just to kind of show our passion or whatnot. But it just seemed that like the passion was starting to die down, because we knew deep down inside, at least I knew, I can't speak for anybody else, but we knew that deep down, I knew deep down inside that basically it wasn't going to do anything. They already announced the sunset. a miracle wasn't going to occur and the game wasn't going to make a comeback or anything like that. It wasn't. It was very real, so we just had to accept reality. At least that's how I took it, right? And I think there are a few other people of that community that were on the same page as me. And yes, I still miss XDefiant to this day, and it really sucks that that never happened, and it really sucks that things ended up going the way they're going. But I figured right now, while this game is basically in the state that it is, where it's back in beta, the devs are kind of, they're having their heads down, they're basically preparing the game for relaunch and adding in all the bells and whistles, optimizing it as best as they can, and getting the game at a state to where it should be at launch, as well as probably giving us all the content that we need for launch. That way the launch has the biggest impact that it could possibly have for this game. I figured, well, we shouldn't really be sitting ducks. I mean, we're already enjoying the game, so it's like, why not expand the community? Why not make something out of what we got right now? So that way, when the game does fully relaunch with its progression system, whether it's with the devs or without the devs making it official, we can start a race to max prestige, whether it's with me or not. Like, this is just me doing something that is coming up with an idea of putting something together that the community might want, for those passionate players that want to follow a tradition that basically was done starting with Call of Duty way back in the day. And to this day, there are still a few, a few organizations that do this. I think Optic does this. I think Doom Clan also does it, if I'm not mistaken. But with that being said, it's something that used to be done traditionally by the community on their own, year after year, when Call of Duty was still, in its heyday. You know what I mean? So I figured, why not do that with Splitgate 2? And again, it doesn't really matter how big the community is. All it takes is a group of passionate people. And again, it doesn't matter where you are in terms of skill level. It doesn't matter whether you're a content creator or not, et cetera, et cetera. And at the same time, if you are a content creator, it's just another way to kind of, if anything, expand and just kind of co-collaborate with other content creators when you think about it, because that's actually part of the formula. And at the same time, it gets other members of the community who have a passion for Splitgate 2 to make you noticed, right? Because when it comes to YouTube or whatnot, whether you're a little bit on the smaller side or whatever it is, I mean, hell, I'm on the smaller side, so it's harder to get noticed, right? Especially if you're like, a really small person who's really just starting out. And that's like the hardest part, right? That's one of the reasons why a lot of people quit this whole YouTube thing. But regardless, whether you are a YouTube / streamer or not, it doesn't matter. You have a passion for Splitgate 2. If you're interested in something like this, just send me a friend request over on in the game or whatnot, and I'll see that you sent a friend request, and I will be accepting everybody who sends. As I've mentioned, I've already accepted everybody else that was originally on hold, but now everybody's accepted. So for those of you guys that are interested in that, by all means, let it be. And obviously, everybody has also told me, in terms of when I had the poll going up on stream, Fridays and Saturdays seem to be the day to where most people are free. Now, I know that most people have different schedules depending on where they're at, et cetera, et cetera. So at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. What matters is that we have that we don't just sit still and not do anything. It's like, okay, let's get something going. Let's unite the community. Let's make this even more fun. Let's spread awareness around of the other content creators that also have a passion for this, as well as people who want to play with other people that play on YouTube, or just want to have more fun streams, make interesting game modes and custom games and stuff like that. And just let things kind of unfold naturally. And who knows, maybe a new idea might come up of it, and like I said, the devs are watching and all that kind of stuff. So, and at the same time, you never know, the devs themselves might even want to participate to a certain extent, right? To where it won't be like something like Hunt the Devs. Maybe it'll be something else, or maybe it could be like a little bit of a small tourney, you know what I mean? Or something like that. I don't know. Content creators versus devs, or viewers versus content creators, or whatever it is. I mean, the sky's the limit, right? So I just figured this would be a good idea. And with all this extra time that I've really been watching older videos of back in the day, to where we're talking like anywhere from 8 to 12 years ago, to where there was, again, clan wars, which is only implemented twice back in the Call of Duty days and stuff like that, or the race to max prestige back when it was more of a thing than ever. And obviously, people going for their nukes and stuff like that, and rushing and all that kind of stuff. We're talking like the OG players. We're talking anybody from Granted, the Market J is not, his channel is not a thing anymore, but we're talking like, I don't know, the Pwn Stars, the Ronaldinhos, the Excalizors, the ones that still have those old videos up, even Scump's old gameplays and stuff like that. Watching all that stuff is really, really nostalgic. And it's a reminder of just how great things used to be. So it's like, why can't we have, a little bit of that type of flavor in today's day and age? Now, by all means, I'm not saying that I'm one of those guys or that I could hold a candle to them or anything like that. I'm just saying that there's no reason why we can't do something like that, like a blast from the past, so to speak. There's no reason why we can't do something like that. And again, the devs are also gamers themselves. Even the CEOs are gamers. So who knows? They might even agree and make this thing official. So with that being said, let me know down in the comment section below. How does this sound to you? Does this sound interesting? Are you interested? Would you, just let me know in the comment section down below, as well as any ideas that you might have for something like this. And with that being said, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to watch and or listen. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.